Hello YouTube, it's Chris and I'm back in the Bolt again today, and I'm really excited to show you something. I just looked through the internet and I don't think anyone's filmed this yet, so I could be the first. Hey, about a year ago, I had had my Bolt for 6 months and I created a video showing you the MyChevrolet Energy Assist feature, and at that time it was brand new in Seattle. So if we click that, what it says is you can go to the airport, you're going to be dead on arrival. So if we click plan route or create route, what it'll do here is it'll calculate the route and it'll insert charging stations for us. At the time, the MyChevrolet application was not compatible with Android Auto. So what I said about that is that Energy Assist was a great feature, making the Chevrolet Bolt have similar feature set to Tesla. But I said a lot of people probably weren't going to use it because it didn't display on the car infotainment system. It looks like someone from Chevrolet was actually watching that video, because here we are a year later, and what they've done is they've made the MyChevrolet app compatible with Android Auto, which is fantastic. If you're not familiar with Tesla's trip planner software, it's great. What it'll allow you to do is you put a destination in that you want to travel to, and what it does is it knows your current charge state in your car and will map out your route based on your range, and it will take into consideration time you must stop at a charge station and add that to your overall length for your travel. So this is great. So for example, if I was going to travel to Vancouver Island to the northern tip of the island, Port Hardy, that might be a 4-hour drive in a normal car. But because the range is further than it would be in the Bolt, I'm going to have to stop and charge. So I have to decide when to stop, where the chargers are, and how much additional time that's going to put onto my trip. So let's hook up to Android Auto. Let's do that trip. Let's travel to Port Hardy using the Google Maps, and then let's use MyChevrolet's Energy Assist and see what the difference is. Okay, so let's just try to do that trip using Android Auto and Google Maps. So here's our Google Maps. Navigate to Port Hardy.
Navigating to Port Hardy. Head west on 5th Street East toward St. David's Avenue.
Okay, cool. So look what it says here. It says that to go to Port Hardy, it's going to take us 7 hours and 38 minutes. But the big difference here is Google Maps doesn't know anything about the Chevrolet Bolt and doesn't know what my charge is. So it doesn't know that I can't travel 523 kilometers because my range is only 301. So now let's get out of here. Let's just exit that. There's your home screen for Android Auto. And now what they've done is if you press this button, you'll see that we still have this Return to Chevrolet button. That, if you press that button, takes you back to your home screen on Chevrolet. I never really use that button though, because of course what we use is the home button, right? Press the home button, you'll return to your Chevrolet screens, and if you long press the button, you'll return to Android Auto. So here's what's new. MyChevrolet. If you press this, here we go. Look at this. The Bolt now knows about its charge. So I'm 100% charged. I've got a range of 301 kilometers. These are the locations that I've preset. Here's some other information they've got about recalls, nearby dealers. This allows me to book an appointment, stuff like that. But here's the exciting stuff. If we go into my energy level here, just click this, it'll bring up Energy Assist. Okay, so few different buttons on here. One is this will show me where level 2 chargers are, and what my charge rate will be when I actually reach these charge stations. Okay, here's this is pretty cool. If you press this button down here, what it'll do is it'll show us how far we can go you'll see this dotted line. I hope you can see that on screen. There's a dotted line that'll show us we can go that far and still be able to turn around and make our way back to the place that we left. So according to this, I can go out to Abbotsford, Chilliwack, I can go to Nanaimo, Port Alberni, Parksville, and up Sechelt, and still be able to get home on my current charge. Okay, the lighter area here is the distance I could travel without charging. So it looks like I can get almost up to Merritt without a charge. I can get down to Seattle without a charge. Tacoma, places like this. Okay, Campbell River I can get to without charging. Okay. Right here, this is the one I want to show you. If we press this button here, what we can do is speak a destination. Port Hardy. Okay, so it finds it. Now look at this. It says it's going to take me 6 hours and 44 minutes because it's 464 kilometers, but that'll be minus 60% on my travel. Okay, I'll never make it there. Okay, so a couple things. One is this doesn't know about the ferry. That's, remember the time on the Google Maps took into consideration that I actually had to take a ferry. But let's press here and say, help get me there. So now when they do help get me there, what it's going to do is look at charging stations along the way, include those into my travel plans, and tell me the total time that's going to take me. So it says now I'll get there at 11 p.m. It's going to take 12 hours and 55 minutes to go the 472 kilometers. Why? Because it thinks I'm going to have to charge the car up. Okay, so there's my route, and it'll show you the stops along the way. So what it's saying here is we're going to stop in Campbell River, and at 17% we'll have a battery. We're going to charge for 6 hours, and we're going to leave there with 88%, and that'll give us enough charge to get on arrival in Port Hardy. Okay, when you press open in maps, it's then going to send that to Google Maps as a complete trip. All right, so that's pretty cool. So there you go. Energy Assist is now compatible with Android Auto, which is a huge feature for Bolt owners. Of course, not all is perfect. You noticed in there that they told us we were going to have to stop at a level 2 charger and charge for almost 7 hours to complete our trip. We know that's not true. We know that in the Courtenay and in Campbell River, there are now level 3 options, which would allow us to do the same thing at about an hour. So those level 3 chargers are not included in the mapping for the Energy Assist in MyChevrolet. Okay, but anyway, that's great. Good work, Chevy. Thanks for listening. You're helping out Chevrolet Bolt owners. Until next time, talk to you later.